Thank you, my lord. As per arrangement, my lord, I do come today indicate whether or not I'm ready to proceed as per my preparations, my lord. I'm fortunately not in a position to proceed because I'm not yet done with my preparation, my lord. The time that I had, it was almost like a week and 2 days, was very limited compared to the amount of work and the scope that I need to cover, my lord. I am here, therefore, to request that the matter be further adjourned for some reasonable time to enable me to proceed with the perusal of the record and other preparation which are necessary in the circumstances, my lord.
So how far are you? Are you saying you don't know?
I'm pushing, my lord.
Yeah, but how far are you? This record, how many pages does it have?
I don't even count the pages, my lord. I don't want to lie.
Pages when you have the whole record before you, sir.
Excuse me, my lord.
I thought you have the whole record before you.
Yes, but what I'm saying, my lord, is I haven't numbered the pages, maybe from page number 1.
No, the pages are numbered for you. Mr. Baloi.
May I kindly explain, my lord? May I kindly explain? What I'm saying
No,
is...
I want to find out if this record is not numbered, because this is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's numbered. I think we're around 42,000 thereabouts, my lord. Pages.
Hello, where's the stenographer? Just check the number of pages there. Yeah, there you can check. Okay. So you say we have about 42,000 pages?
Yes, more or less in the...
When did you check that, Mr. Baloi?
Yes. We try to keep track, my lord. My colleague, Dr. Sibanda, is keeping track of... my colleague, Dr. Sibanda, is keeping track.
Yeah, but when last did he keep track? Last year or last week? Or
Last week, my lord.
Now I want to hear him.
Yes.
Sir, as an officer of court, when last did you check the number of... Last week when?
It was Thursday or Friday.
And how many pages?
Plus minus 42 pages.
42?
42,000 pages.
Oh, I see. Okay, plus minus 42. Yes, Mr. Mnisi.
As I was explaining, my lord.
The record is about 42,000 pages plus.
Yes, as I was explaining, I don't even count the number of pages that I'm reading. For instance, when we would sit like today, maybe the evidence will go up to page 90. You take that volume, you go through it, then you put it there. You take the volume that maybe you take the volume that is going to do with the evidence of the following day, then you do that, my lord. So I don't say today I've read up to page 50, then tomorrow I'm going to read from page 51 up to page 90, from page 91 up to page... I don't know at what page am I, my lord, but I can say...
How is it possible for counsel to read a record and you don't know? I'm on page 38,025. You just read.
Because the pages, my lord, are not numbered in the sequence that has been presented to court. The record does not go from page 1 up to page 45,000.
What does it do?
It goes from page 1 up to page 50.
And then?
Probably the following day it goes from page 1 up to page 70.
Right.
The other day it goes from page 1 up to page 90.
Yes.
The other day it goes from page 1 up to page 140. So I don't say today I've read from page 1 up to page 90. Then the following day I say, no, now this is page number 91. 91 up to page 150, etc., 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 my lord. I read as per the evidence of the witnesses. But I can tell the court, my lord, that by virtue of the fact that at least I'm privy to some of the information, I don't want to say I've got an added advantage, but at least I can discern that the testimony of a particular witness, insofar as it's been tendered at court, has got little or no bearing at all on the matter relating, for instance, to accused number 1. I may make an example, my lord. There's a lady that was called by the state who came testify that she's a girlfriend to accused number 3. I know for a fact that her testimony has got no bearing on accused number 1. And etc., my lord. But again, I know that for a fact that there's testimony of a number of witnesses which has got a direct bearing on the testimony of accused number 1. And I know for a fact, my lord, that there are exhibits that were also presented which has got no bearing on the case relating to accused number 1. And I know for a fact, my lord, that there are those exhibits that have got bearing on the case as it relates to accused number 1. So, as I'm saying, I'm not saying that is an added advantage to have somebody who's been part of the trial, but that is just the sequence of how things are panning out, my lord. But as I am now, I'm not in a position to proceed, my lord, with the matter, because I yet have to consult with Mr. Sibia. I've already come across certain sections in the record which would necessitate me approaching other witnesses as well to confirm the versions, to confirm whether there's a lot of things that I need to confirm, my lord. So I don't want to come here and present a haphazard version that comes from accused number, that comes from Mr. Sibia. So I want to come here and present a very formidable version, my lord.
Yes, so how many days, years, months?
Was looking at my diary, my lord, the pace at which at least I am trying to do things, or I am doing things. I'm looking on the date of the 24th of February. Yes. Which will be exactly 3 weeks from now. Ne? That will be exactly 3 weeks from now, my lord. I think I can, and with the confidence, say that I would, unless something else happen, but with this date, I may come with a certain degree of confidence and tell the court that I will be ready to proceed.
Now, you must tell me, when do you think you'll be ready?
It's very difficult, my lord. It's very difficult. You never are ready up until such time that the matter starts. It's very difficult to say, I'll be ready on this date. But I am basing this, the reason why I'm coming up with this date, my lord, it's on the experience that I have when I was going through the matter last week and the last 2 days of that other week, when I realized that I definitely need at least a minimum of 3 weeks. Because it's not like, man, I need to be very sincere with the court. It's not like I'm reading like I'm reading a billet doc. I'm reading evidence, my lord, that I need to compare and contrast, that I need to formulate arguments, that I need to take notes on, that I also need to write like nota bene, go and refer to page all this and this and this and in some instances, my lord, whilst reading, I also go to authorities, go to do case research and relevant authorities. It's not like it's a smooth sail. Somebody is lying on his couch and reading a novel. This is a different ball game altogether, my lord. And the reason why I'm simply doing that, my lord, I don't want at the end of it all an argument to be raised that Mr. Sibia did not enjoy a fair trial because the degree of preparedness on those who were representing him were found wanting. I don't want to be party to that argument, my lord. So I would therefore implore the court to find it in his wisdom that I definitely do need another extended period of preparation, but as I'm saying, the 24th of February, there's a very high likelihood a very high probability that I may come and tell the court that I'm ready to proceed and indeed proceed, my lord.
So you say it's 3 weeks from now.
As it pleases the court, yes, my lord.
You know what I'm going to do?
Yes, my
I'm
lord.
going to give you 6 weeks.
I really appreciate it.
No, just listen to me.
Yes.
You know, I've gone through all the law
Yes, madam.
in this country and even overseas. Your client has a right to be represented by a competent counsel
Yes, my
who
lord.
is well informed and well prepared,
Yes, my lord.
right? But you see, you say you want further 3 weeks. I'm going to double it and make it 6 weeks. What will that be? So that when we come back here, we must start. Otherwise, people will think this judge doesn't want to start with this case because this won't happen. That's what they are saying.
And no,
I
I think,
think I'm making a fortune out of this case.
yes, my lord. I think for now they should be in a position to realize that the postponement
And
is
I'm
not
not
an
making
instance
any
of the
money in
court.
this case, if I must tell you. You must go and read how acting judges are being paid. It's different if I go and sit and be made a chairman of a commission of inquiry, and then I must charge as a retired judge. Here I am not allowed to charge as a retired judge. I am allowed to charge when I sit in court. And you know what they pay me for my transport? I mean, I drive an 8-cylinder motor vehicle. They pay me for a 2-cylinder vehicle. When I come to this court, I lose money because I've never driven a 2-cylinder motor vehicle since I was in Form 1, 1961, still playing football. Bought the Volkswagen. What do they call this? Beetle. That was the last time I drove a 2-cylinder vehicle. Evo, you want to say something?
No.
Mr. Ramasipilio, any remarks?
My lord, as I say, Advocate Miss is up the creek without a paddle, and I think in the bigger scheme of things, we might be saving more time by allowing him time to prepare so that when we resume, we can then have no further stoppages. Advocate Nisi has just whispered that he thinks by the 24th of February, he appreciates the court's indulgence, but he thinks by the 24th of February, subject to confirmation by him, that he will be ready.
Mr. Ramasipili?
As the court pleases, my lord, I do concur with Advocate Baloyi that Advocate Munisi be given sufficient time to prepare, and he has indicated the time on which he will be ready, my lord, and he says by the 24th of February, the high likelihood is that he will be ready to proceed, my lord, as the court pleases.
Okay, let's hear your colleague there.
As it pleases the court, my lord, I leave it in the hands of the court.
You are?
Advocate Nisi has expressed his view. I will leave it in the hands of the court.
Ms. Sharol.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, since Advocate Nisi indicated that on the 24th he may be ready or he may not be ready, my lord, I suggest that he be given a further period up until he can say he will be ready on that day to come and proceed. I agree with his lordship to give him 6 months or more. 6 weeks or more until the end of the term, which will be ending on the 29th of March, when he will be ready to come and proceed. I'm saying this, my lord, because we all have practices. We have to go and make commitments. We cannot afford to go and come back on the 4th to hear whether we will be proceeding or not. So if he's given a further opportunity, the entire time, my lord, so that we can go back to our practices and work whilst he's going through the record. Then we come back the next time, everyone will be ready to proceed. That's my submission, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi, they say you must be given up to the 29th of March.
With due respect, my lord, I mean, I am in the hands of the court. Thank you, my lord.
You read that case of State versus, it was handled by Hudson-Beck in this court, about Dr. Death. What's the, yeah, how long did that case take? You don't know?
Yeah, well, I know my colleague was doing that case. It took several years.
Yeah,
as far
but
as
also because there were some withdrawals by counsel, etc.,
Yes.
etc., etc.
Yes, I think there were at least 3-4 defense counsels who took over, met at different intervals.
Different stages,
Yes.
because other counsel wanted to do whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you know what, the accused here, in this type of case, they need enough time to consult their attorney and advocate, and so too the attorney or advocate needs enough time to consult and prepare and consult, if necessary, with other witnesses whom he thinks their evidence has an impact with this matter. And also there's a possibility that you may bring an application for the recall of certain witnesses, which the court must assess whether in fact such recall is justifiable. But it would be a sad day in South Africa if counsel comes and says, I am not yet ready and prepared to defend my client. And this court, because of listening to public opinion, decides to adhere and ignore that assertion. And then Abundaba, they're going to say, you know what, this happened because Chief Sitweng referee or a pirates in. So to avoid such talks, I'm going to again postpone it, not me, because of the circumstances enunciated and elucidated by Mr. Mnisi, that even on the 24th of February, he's not sure whether he can come here and we commence. So I'll take the advice of Ms. Mshololo to say we must postpone this matter. You said that the term ends on the 29th of March. But what is the third term? When does the second term? When does it start? The third term, is it?
Thank you, Mother. Can I double check now the date for the third term?
What is the third term? Starts when?
Just want to mention that the Basson case started in 1999 and finalized in 2005.
How many years?
So it's about six years.
6?
6 years, yes.
Yeah, and this case, people confuse this case with the investigation and the alleged arrest of the accused. This case is not like a case where people committed A on a Monday, and after 3 months, those people were allegedly arrested and they were before court. I mean, the first time the accused were arrested, as I listened to the evidence, was in 2020. Am I correct?
Yes, indeed.
When this alleged offense happened allegedly in October 2014.
Yes.
And then the previous Mr. Maumakwe, my brother Maumakwe, Maumela, started the case when?
In
2021.
February of 2022.
Right, February 2022.
Yes.
And I also, after that, came in What, on July 2020, 2023? So objectively speaking, I don't know about the other guys, I started being involved in July 2023. And I can tell you, Mr. Minister, I read the record.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't come to court with an empty head. I read the record as it was recorded, as from the time Judge Maumela started to preside. And when those proceedings were set aside, fine. Didn't mean that I didn't know what was happening. Okay.
Yes. Yes, madam.
Okay, so we
Thank
are going to postpone this case. Hopefully it will be for the last final time. To the
The date for the first time is 14 April.
14th April, okay.
Yes, madam.
And Mr. Mnisi, just a bit of advice, ne? When you read,
Yes, madam.
you just read. You must make a note. I read 60 pages today.
Yes.
Even guys, when they write a novel, that's what they do. You don't just write until Bakcheloti, our former president, is late. Mandela. Then you started saying, oh, Pellegupi. So please, just read so that next time you can come and tell me, I've read from page 1 to page 38,000. So I need to read from 39,000 to 44,000, please, okay?
I can assure this court, my lord, that come the day on which this case is going to be postponed to, we'll actually not be talking about the number of pages that I would have read. We'll be talking about me saying to the court, I'm ready to proceed, my lord.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord.
And I'm sorry to the public who are interested maybe in this matter, and particularly the relatives, the friends, the parents who are affected by this matter, in the sense that they would like to find closure, as the press keeps harping. And that unfortunately we can't expedite it at a shorter period than, I think, the 9th. So it will be postponed to the 14th, is it?
Yes, madam.
The 14th of April. Okay. On Saturday, is it Friday? I was at the funeral of my brother, Judge Yekiso. We're burying him in Cape Town. I hope on the 14th of April I'll still be alive. Why do you laugh?
My lord.
Yeah, my Yekiso is far younger than me. And so probably on the 14th I will be long dead. Yes, Mr.
My lord, we have updated the list of exhibits. Now that we are adjourning, maybe we can just hand up the new list.
Which list is that now?
The list of exhibits, my lord.
Oh, okay.
I think the only thing, my lord, that is new on page 15 is at items number 134, exhibit triple S. It's an extract of section 25 cell phone data of accused number 1, extracted from exhibit DD5D, Roman figure 1, for the cell phone number 0793790137 on 1 September 2019 and 19 November 2019. Then number 135, exhibit triple T, is the extract of Brigadier Gininda's diary entry dated 27 July 2020. Number 136, exhibit triple U, is the affidavit of Mr. Absalom Zungu dated 17 November 2019. Number 137, Exhibit Triple V, is the affidavit of Ms. Gladness Kumalo, dated 6 November 2014. Number 138, Exhibit Triple W, is a death certificate of Mr. Simpiwe Buthelezi. I'm not sure if this exhibit has been handed up, but we've prepared a copy in case it hasn't been handed up as yet.
That's all. What's the other name of Mr. Simpiwe Buthelezi, by the way?
Well,
It's
he's-
not Marco, or who's Marco in Makimba?
Makimba.
It's not one of those.
No, my lord.
Okay.
Yes. Then,
Sorry, before you proceed, and this death certificate of the other gentleman, is it Makimba, Mr. Brigadier Gininda? Marco.
That's Marco.
So this is not the guy.
No, this is Simpiwe.
Yeah, so the death certificate of Marco has not been handed in.
no, it hasn't, my lord.
It ha-
The reference was made to that.
That's
that
it, yeah,
is
no.
passed on,
Yeah,
but
but it has not been handed in.
No, and the date on which he died.
Yeah,
But the death certificate has not been handed up as yet.
right. And the death certificate of Makeleni, what's that gentleman?
Makaleni, it has also not yet been handed up.
Okay,
Yes, we will hand it up before the state
Okay.
case is closed.
all right. Which other?
Then on page 19, my lord, number 162, it's exhibit ZZ in brackets 1 in bracket A is a statement of Brigadier Gininda dated, in fact, just before that, my lord, the previous page, page 18, number 161, exhibit
ZZ.
double Z in brackets 1 is the affidavit of Brigadier Gininda dated 7 December 2020. Then the next page, page 19, number 162, it's exhibit ZZ in brackets 1A is a statement of Brigadier Gininda dated 29 November 2019. Number 163 is exhibit ZZ in brackets 1B is a statement of Brigadier P.W. Niederberg dated 27 November 2024. Then we've already placed the rest of the exhibits on record except 166. Exhibit ZZ in brackets 3A is the affidavit of Warrant Officer H.S. Kruger or Krier of Graf Reinet Police Station dated 21 January 2025. And that's regarding the use of a warning statement as per exhibit ZZ in brackets 3.
Okay.
Then number 170, exhibit ZZ in bracket 7 is a statement and annexures of Ms. Yolanda Moeng, the director of Banakoma Fleet and Shuttle, dated 6 November 2024. Then number 171 is exhibit ZZ in bracket 8, statement of Mr. Mlungisi Edward Hlope, dated 7 April 2015. Number 172 is exhibit ZZ in brackets 9, the statement of Mr. Mlungisi Edward Hlope dated 27 October 2016. Those are the
Okay.
new exhibits, my lords, that have already been handed up.
All right. Okay, is that it?
That's it, my lord.
Yeah, let Mr. Nisi finish first.
As it please the court, Madam, I'm not even so sure whether this is an appropriate time to bring this to the attention of the court, that we were approached by the state for concession in terms of section 213 with regard to some of the statement that the state has already included in the list of exhibits here. Whether or not we are meeting them, we haven't responded to the state such that the fact that those exhibits are handed in, it should not be perceived that they are handed in per agreement, my lord, because we haven't agreed to their handing in terms of section 213. Thank you, my lord.
Okay.
Well, these exhibits that were handed out by the defense themselves, not the state. They were handed in cross-examination.
That's so.
Yes. And we then subsequently knock off an email to them and said, perhaps to shorten the proceedings, here's a list of exhibits that we can hand up by consent, because those exhibits still need to be proven. And we said, look, if we consent to this following affidavits, then those witnesses need not testify. That's what Advocate Nis is referring to. But
Okay.
the handing up of exhibits, those were handed up by the defense themselves.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Interpreter.
inkantolo ke namuhla ngoba kade ummeli ngicela isikhathi esanele sokuthizela akhulumisane nomsola oqala kepha-ke ngeshwa ke uyasho ukuthi nakaqedile kokufunda mana nodaba lobufakazi nobufakazi olukhona kule nkantolo kade beshicelela la ngaphambi kwenkantolo-ke athi akunakuthi angakhona ufunda kahle kamakhasi akhona-ke ngoba amakhasi awahambi ngey'nombolo ey'kahle ey'qondile futhi esalana emuva kepha wenza isibukiso sokuthi-ke amakhasi amaningi angalana-ke akhona phambi kwenkantolo ubufakazi kade abufunda ufakazi ade bulethwele enkantolo ukuthi amakhasi wakhona-ke inombolo zawo ayiqondile futhi ayisalani emuva ngendlela ekahle-ke futhi ecotha inkosi yenkantolo imuphi isikhathi sokuthi isikhathi sokuthi futhi aqhubeke afundeke isikhathi samasonto amathathu kepha inkosi yenkantolo semupha amasonto awusithupha-ke ukuthi ahambe-ke aqede afunde bonke ufakazi obukhona le nkantolo kade bushicelela le nkantolo ngesikhathi kade abafakazi bekhona le nkantolo bethuba ufakazi babo-ke futhi ilanga lakhona-ke kuba ilanga langeyi-14 ngenyanga ka-April kulomnyaka lona-ke usuku wona-ke futhi manje uhlangothi lwezombuso-ke nalade lufunda mayelana nodaba lwemibukiso-ke imibukiso iqhamuke nabammeli benu ngesikhathi ade benimeleke kade asifundela yona-ke le nkantolo.
Okay, you'll be available still, Brigadier.
Yes, my lord, I will be.
You're not getting promoted to the United Nations. Like your other friend. Who's that gentleman, by the way? You remember him?
Which one, my lord?
He was in the Hawks. And when our good government here found it necessary to disband the Scorpions,
Yes.
he was in the Scorpions, sorry.
Yes.
He resigned and went to join the United Nations peacekeeping stories.
Yes,
I remember that
forgot the name.
gentleman.
I do remember, my lord.
Okay. Any other remarks before we adjourn then?
None, my lord, from my side.
Okay, so we come back on the 14th, is it?
Parliament.
Ciao.